I keep hearing this phrase lately. HEYOKA empath. The sacred clown, the mirror, the person who doesn't even have to speak. And somehow, the room starts telling the truth. And I want to be careful here, because I'm not here to cosplay spirituality or collect labels like Pokemon cards. I'm not trying to be rare. I'm trying to be real. But the reason this hits me is because I've lived the pattern my whole life. I walk into a space, I'm calm, I'm polite, I'm not doing anything, and somebody gets activated. Not because I attack them, not because I'm too much, but because something in them is already unstable, and my presence becomes the mirror they didn't ask for. That's the first sign right there. Truth gets comfortable around you and lies get itchy. Some people feel relief. Other people feel exposed, and the wild part is, you don't even have to try. I've watched it happen in friendships, in jobs, with strangers, in rideshare, in random conversations where I'm just being normal, and suddenly someone starts confessing, or projecting, or performing harder, because they can feel that I'm not buying the mask. And if you've ever had that experience, where you're not doing anything but people start unraveling, you know what I mean. It's like they're arguing with themselves out loud and you're just standing there holding the temperature steady. Now the second piece is the one people romanticize, but it's not cute when you're living it. Emotional alchemy. The ability to take pain and turn it into something usable. Wisdom, humor, insight, a one-liner that slices through the fog. That's not a gift that drops out of the sky. That comes from surviving things that could have destroyed you. For me, the strength didn't come from comfort. It came from instability. It came from having to read rooms early, track moods, track danger, track shifts, track what's really going on here. Because my nervous system learned, if you miss the cue, you pay for it. So you become hyper-aware. You become a pattern reader. And that's why, when I hear people say Heyokas are forged in chaos, I don't take that as a flex. I take it as a receipt. The third sign is the mask detection. You spot incongruence instantly. Someone's words are saying one thing, but their energy is telling the truth. Their charm doesn't land. Their manipulation doesn't stick. Their status doesn't hypnotize you. And I'm gonna say something that might bother people. A lot of the world runs on performance. Social performance, moral performance, confidence performance, I'm fine performance. So if you're the kind of person who can see through that, you become a problem. Not because you're mean, but because you don't let the lie breathe. You'll notice it especially with people who need control. The more they try to steer you, the calmer you get. Because you can feel the motive behind the words. You can feel the push. You can feel the agenda. And that's where the quiet but unyielding part comes in. People misunderstand me because I'm not always loud. I'm observant. I clock things. I let people show me who they are. And sometimes people read that as weakness. They think I'm passive. They think I'll fold. I won't. My boundaries might look invisible until you hit them. And then it's like you ran into a wall. Not rage, not drama, just no, not available, not participating, not negotiating with disrespect. That's a huge theme in this Heyoka concept. The mirror isn't here to save anybody. The mirror is here to stay true. Because here's what happens when you don't have boundaries. You turn into a sponge. You start carrying other people's dysfunction like it's your responsibility. You start trying to fix what isn't yours. You start self-destructing from overexposure. And if you're sensitive like me, that will take you out. So if you relate to this, hear me clearly. Boundaries aren't a personality flaw. Boundaries are life support. The next sign is what I call catalyst energy. You don't just comfort people, you trigger transformation in them. People tell you secrets, people confess, people cry. People suddenly face their shadow when you're around. And I know some of you are like, Kev, I don't want that. Same. But it happens because you're grounded and non-reactive. You're not playing their game back. You're not punishing them. You're not chasing them. You're just present. And presence is violent to someone who lives in denial. Now the final sign is the solitude piece. The feeling that you operate on a different frequency, even in a crowd, like you're on the edge of things watching the whole system. That solitude can feel lonely, but it's also where your strength consolidates. It's where you get clear. It's where you return to yourself. And honestly, That's where my whole meology thing comes from. The study of self. The pattern recognition. The way I track time, synchronicities, energy shifts. The way I can't unsee what I see. Even my life with Sadie, she's like a literal anchor for it. She's not just my dog, she's my nervous system mirror. She reads my state before I speak. She's the quiet guardian that keeps me honest and grounded. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, this is me, here's the point I want to land. Don't use the HEYOKA label to feel special. Use it to get responsible. Because the task isn't to fix the world. The task is to remain true in a world that's disoriented. To stay grounded, to stay clean, to stay honest, to become the kind of presence that makes truth easier to choose, starting with your own. If you want, drop a comment. Which sign hit you the hardest? The mirror effect, the mask detection, the solitude, the catalyst thing. And if you're building your own inner stability right now, subscribe. This channel is for people who are done performing. We're here to study the self, build the nervous system, and turn experience into wisdom. All right, I'm gonna keep creating because I can feel the timeline shifting.